Them deer, they're here. Then they're here, they're everywhere. In venison land as the day goes by, the deer lay low and the sun is high. Sun goes down as the night draws near. Twilight brings up the white-tailed deer. Them deer, they're here. Them deer, they're here, they're everywhere. Them deer, they're here. Them deer, they're here, they're everywhere. Bucks bed.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Them deer.
That's right. Yes.
Hey, Timmy, good to see you. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good here on another Wednesday night. We're here on the 17th of January, halfway
Yeah.
through the month.
Yeah,
But the
yeah.
big chatter around the city is all about this deer. I think it was a union member running around in the first ward. Word is he's a registered Democrat.
He's probably a Democrat. They got him boxed in so that he can vote. But Timmy, here's the funny thing. I was thinking about this just before we started the show, right? So this city has got more problems than you could shake a stick at, right? Whether you got the king killer and his merry men trying to decide who can hold political office, and they don't care what
upstate.
the
Yeah.
right. They don't care what the people say. You got Hennessy who carries his big club trying to fire every single body that that blinks at him the wrong way. I mean, the city's it's in shambles.
Yeah,
But the
it is.
number one concern that
Right now,
the number one concern that I've received like 100 emails
Yeah.
is the deer that is up in Brookfield, right?
yeah. Now, for those who don't know where that is, it's the Cohoes Falls, right there where you go in. And you got the bridge that crosses over. That deer is running all around back and forth.
Well, let me just kind of put a little picture in people's
Yeah, and I
mind.
think it's a baby deer, isn't it?
Well, I'm not a deer expert, right? I really
Yeah.
don't know. But here's what I do know. I've gone to the zoo with my kids and seen deer in smaller pens than this deer's got
Yeah.
up in that area. This deer is fenced in. So
Mhm.
number one, a deer, they're very smart animals. These are not stupid animals, right?
And,
They are
and shockingly, right? And shockingly, it was not afraid of all the cars going.
Well, that's one of the issues, right? So deer's smart. They learn to adapt. They know how to protect themselves from other wild animals. The fence around that Brookfield, the river, all of the area around there, they feel safe. They got a lot of food, and they've become accustomed to humans because everybody's going up there feeding this deer, right?
Yeah.
And the big argument is, oh, this deer's trapped. This deer's trapped. I got to be honest with you. I don't know a lot about deer, but I did a lot of research, right? And sometimes deer will spend their whole lives just in a couple small areas, long as they have food and they have a comfort of knowing that they can't be attacked because they can see from all
so long as
different
they
angles.
have a food source, they're going to stay there.
They'll stay in an acre,
Yeah.
an acre and a half. And they'll
Yeah.
just stay there and eat and live and be happy. And this deer certainly has a lot of land up there. So some of the questions that people were saying to me were, Sean, this poor deer's stuck up there, and deer gotta, they gotta be able to get out and run around, and he's trapped because there's water and there's this and there's that. And so, again, I started doing a lot of reading. I realized that deer are incredible swimmers.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
They're
they are.
accomplished swimmers that can swim up to 15 miles an hour. And they swim not only, Timmy, do they swim in calm water, but they swim in rapid water and they swim in the ocean. Did you ever think a deer would swim in an ocean?
No, not really. No.
I never had an idea that a deer could swim in an ocean.
But they do.
Yeah, take a look at this.
Yeah. Take a look.
Let me see if I can get it to play.
How fishermen shot this video of deer swimming about a mile off the east coast of Nantucket. You can see the two bucks, one adult, one juvenile, swimming with their antlers poking out from above the water.
So there you go, right? So these deer are in a nice, you can see the fence in there, and I'm going to show it because you went up there today and took a picture of the deer.
Yes,
right?
I did. I took the video. Yes.
Let's just show this video. Let me see if I can get it to play. That's the deer up there that's there right now.
Right. And they're not afraid of the cars. The cars going back and forth. could care less. Look at that, John.
It gets a spook a little bit by the truck, but I mean,
Yeah. But really, overall, I mean, look at this deer. He's busy eating some twigs sticking out of his
Yeah.
mouth. But, you know, he does know I'm filming him because he pops his head up every now and then, looks straight at me.
so
You
this
know?
deer has no fear of cars,
Yeah.
which is a bad thing, right?
Yeah.
Because deer kill more humans than sharks and every other wild animal combined,
Yeah,
right?
they jump in. Well, you heard the thing, okay, caught in the headlights.
Yeah, so deer cause a lot of accidents, a lot of
They do.
car accidents because they get overpopulated. So I'll tell you a funny story. So my buddy Marty Ribbity, Marty, if you're listening to the show, happy 60th birthday. I went to his birthday party. I can't remember much. I know I did the Shaw Morse dance. You know, I do that when I drink too much. And I remember him coming up. He's so concerned that this deer is stuck. And I said to him,
Yeah.
Marty, I don't think the deer is stuck, but it shows the passion that people have for animals,
Mhm.
right? They care so much about these animals that they want to make sure they're as safe as possible. And I said to him, I think the deer is safe. So, he told me that I was out of my mind and the deer's not safe, and so I thought we had to do a podcast about this. So I called some places. I called DEC. I called EdCon. I called a whole bunch of other people. And, I'm not an expert, but they assured me, they said, Sean, listen, this deer is enclosed. He's got food. He's got water. He's got shelter. He's got protection. He's living his happiest life. He said, the problem is he's never going to want to leave because humans keep going up there and feeding him.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought to myself, it makes sense because, I live in a house on a dead end street, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I used to cut up apples and throw them out there to the deer. And
Yeah.
then once a guy I was talking with about, wild animals said to me, you shouldn't do that because these deers carry real bad ticks and you can get tick disease.
Mm.
But for
Could be
like
true.
a year, these deer came here every single night.
Yep. So long
And
as they have a food source, they're going
And
to
it took me about 2 weeks of, my heart felt bad for them.
Yeah.
But it took me 2 weeks to stop feeding them because you know what happens? The kids go out and they play baseball in the field and they're going in the pool. The next thing you know, they got ticks on them and now they got disease. And so I stopped feeding them. And it took about 2 weeks of every night them coming. They were even making noises out there. They
Yeah.
grunt and they were looking for the food. And after I stopped feeding them, they got the hint they weren't coming here to eat no more. And so they haven't come back. Now, every night, I look out and every once in a while, deer in my yard. That's just different ones. I mean, I could actually tell you which one used to come because the spots and stuff I could tell.
Yeah, and
It was
I
just
see them in
different.
our area here too. They're really everywhere in Cohoes.
Yeah, so I know that EdCon came. Jerry Oliver is the animal control, and I think a lot of people get confused because he deals with dogs, right? Domestic animals.
Yeah.
They don't really deal with, and I believe, and I'll stand corrected. I'll ask him next time I see him. But the state law doesn't even allow them to mess around with certain wildlife unless they're like desperately in danger or sick and they're going to cause problems to humans because they want the ecosystem to work. They want the animals to learn to live the way they're supposed to live, not let people feed them. But I do know that he talked to the EdCom people, and he said he felt comfortable because they're the experts. And the same people who I gotta laugh because I got an email from this guy and he said to me, I think that deer stuck up there and for some reason I feel bad, but he said, I don't feel that bad when I'm out hunting.
Well, Sean, I drove by there, I think about 1:30, maybe 3:30, somewhere in that, and that deer was not around. I couldn't find it, right? But I swung by, did a couple errands on the way back. Bingo, there he was, ignoring all the vehicle traffic, just doing what deers do.
Yeah. So, that's the story. That's the deer story. So,
Yeah.
According to the city, according to EdCon, according to the people I contacted, spoke to Jerry Oliver,
Yeah.
some other people that have, Gibbsy, yo, Gibbsy's saying yo, to you.
Yeah.
He's, Gibbsy, are you a hunter? Are you worried about that deer, or do you go out and shoot these poor little animals? Let's see what he's got to say. He says,
Well, we've got some
Bambi.
people. Yeah, we got some people weighing in here on our chat line. Donnie Gibbs, he's telling us. What's that? We got Banks here. I really enjoyed your last podcast about Bye Bye Billy and Fife. Okay, thank you, Donnie Gibbs. Yo, yo, yo. Look at we've gotten a lot more users chiming in. Sean, but while we're doing this back and forth, we really can't respond because we can't type and run the program at the same
Well, I
time.
can't type as fast as the many people that respond, but I
Yeah.
try to read it. But I'm glad that they're here. Not much. Just listen to my favorite podcast. Gibbsy said, "Thanks, Gibbsy." Gibbsy, tell me, do you hunt? Is anybody out there a hunter? Is anybody concerned about this deer?
Banks does.
Because I don't know the answer. I see passion. I see the passion of these people.
Yeah.
Here's what blows my freaking mind. We got
Yeah.
a mayor of a city, and we got Bye Bye Billy and the mayor King Keeler trying to throw out the 6th Ward council member.
Yeah.
And I got people from the 6th Ward calling me up about the deer that haven't said a freaking thing about their elected official. That's the crazy stuff, right?
Well, the problem is that deer was probably kicked into the 3rd Ward.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that they're trying to move the deer out of the 6th Ward and people are getting pissed off. So
yeah, that's probably it,
So I'm not really sure myself. But
Yeah.
so again, after talking to Jerry, after calling EdCon, after calling all these places, I'm just assuming that this deer is okay. Now I know my buddy Marty Ribbity's probably going to call me tomorrow, or he's gonna want to put me in a headlock because he really believes that this deer's stuck.
Yeah,
but
it's not. I mean, it wasn't there earlier. It went somewhere else. It's just going to hunt for a food source.
It's going to hunt for a food source, but he's got a food source right there, and I think everybody, I think everybody can see that he's got a food source. Sorry, Timmy, I was checking on a couple of the.
While you're doing that, Sean, let me let the people know a few things out there. Of course, everybody knows about Peebles Island, but there's another island in Cohoes here, which is called Whale Island, and people wonder, well, how did it get the name of Whale Island? Well, back in the 1800s, this whale comes up from New York City up the Hudson River and ends up getting stuck on that island, and it died. And it stunk for months. Okay, months and months. Then finally, the residents couldn't stand it. It was for miles, and they finally called the area in which this whale died was called Whale Island, and it stuck.
Well, Cohoes Cohoes is an interesting place, and my brother Bobby's watching the podcast. Bobby Morris, thanks for watching. He said we should bring up another deer up there because the only thing it's missing is a girlfriend, and he's probably right.
Yeah, remember Randy Knifke? He put in a sign request for you for deer crossing.
No, it was turtle crossing.
Yeah, for turtles, wild turtles down on the island. Okay, but because think about it, we've got all kinds of wild. We have, I think it's beavers. Don't we have beavers? I think we have woodchucks, beavers. We got.
Dude, I've seen it all in Cohoes.
We got raccoons, deers. Right now, the topic is deers. Okay.
Well, listen. I never thought I'd be doing a podcast about deers. This is called Truth, Lies, and Political Bullshit. But at the end of the day, is EdCon bullshitting? Is people who are telling you that the deer's okay bullshitting? I can only tell you from my own eyes. I went up there. The deer was happy. The son of a bitch is eating better than me. He's happier than me. He's got bigger place to roam than I do. And he's got more people up there saying hi to him than I do. So he's doing pretty damn good.
Right. I recorded him, right? He looks up and he sees me recording him on the camera, right? And he just stares at me like I'm the paparazzi. I couldn't believe it. Yeah.
Big Ted just reminded me. Remember, I know I could probably go up and pull the video out, but I don't want to. I don't want to screw up our podcast. But don't you remember that there was a house that all these foxes were living in?
Yeah, right down the road from Tedster.
Yeah, right. So Ted sends a picture and says, "Hey, does anybody else have this in their neighborhood?" And the foxes are on
Right.
the roof. They're climbing out the window in the basement. They're climbing
Yeah.
out the front. And the city
Yeah.
says, "Oh no, the foxes are fine. They don't bother nobody." And then
Right.
3 days later, there's a thing on the news that says a fox bit 2 people, and they had to
Yeah.
go get rabies shots.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
know.
and there's raccoons down on Man Avenue, and they went right into this one woman's open garage, okay, and attacked her cats. Okay, okay. I mean,
Well,
these animals, they some, like, especially these raccoons. This one was big, and it was taking no prisoners over on Man Avenue.
oh
Okay,
yeah, I
oh
know
yeah,
that. Um, no matter where you go in the city, you see deer.
yeah,
If you even remotely live up by me, if you live up by Western Avenue in that area,
yeah,
you got to drive, 3, 4, 5 miles an hour going down all Western Avenue because
yeah.
they're running out in the road all the time.
You have to
Listen,
be careful.
I never wanted to hunt. I couldn't shoot an animal, to save my life. Probably.
Yeah,
I look at them deer and I see what a beautiful animal. You know, I couldn't shoot them. But here's the truth, right? Hunting, I don't believe, is the sportsman's game that it used to be. When I was a little kid, my dad would pick me up before they went hunting or when they came back. The American Legion was packed with hunters,
yeah,
right?
yes, yes,
6 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, it's still dark out. They're all meeting down there. There's 50, 60 guys. They're packing into their trucks. They're going hunting. And then they'd come back at the end of the day. And if you had a deer, it'd be on your car and they'd meet down the island and they'd, talk about their hunting
yeah,
experiences. So I said to myself, maybe I'll go hunting one day. So my father and Jimmy Gavigan, my friend Gav, God bless his
mhm,
soul, they took me hunting somewhere up north. So I think they woke me up like 3 o'clock in the morning in the coldest day I've ever been. And I said to myself, this sucks. And we got in the car. We drove about an hour and a half, went to a diner, ate breakfast at 5 o'clock. I said, well, this ain't so bad. And then they walked into the woods. And I'm going to tell you, it was freezing cold out. I mean, numb cold. You just,
yeah,
right. I got a gun I've never shot a couple times in practice, but I never really shot it at anything, right?
mhm,
My father sits me by this tree and he says, do not move. If you shoot the gun off, I'll hear it. And if it's time to leave, I'll come get you. Right. So next thing I know, I'm leaning up against this tree. I fell asleep and I woke up and I'm freezing. And then I look out in the middle of the field and what do I see? This beautiful deer. I pick up this gun. I got the sights on the son of a bitch.
yeah,
I looked at him. I said, you may shoot me, but I'm not shooting you. I put the gun down. I get up and I start
yeah.
walking away. And you know what happens? I get lost in the woods. And now I'm
Wow.
screaming, Dad,
Yeah.
Jimmy. And Jimmy Gavigan, I don't know where the hell he was. He came out of the freaking nowhere and he said, will you shut the hell up? You're scaring all the deer. I go, I just seen one. I couldn't shoot him. He goes, oh, you coward. Get your
Yeah.
father. Let's get out of here.
You
And
know, I would.
that was my
Yeah.
hunting experience.
I was a lineman at one time, and I was up on a pole in someone's backyard, and I heard a lot of noise, right? And I looked down, and sure enough, here there's this deer coming, running through the yard. I guess it was frightened by something. But Sean, that deer leaped over a 6-foot fence like it wasn't even there.
Oh, yeah. They're great athletes.
These deers, okay, they can jump, they can swim. Okay, they are really, really robust animals.
They are. When I was reading about them over the course of the last day or
Yeah.
so for the show, there was 100 different comments that said great athletes. If they were an actual athlete, they'd be the best in the world. I mean,
Yeah,
they can run,
yeah,
they
yeah,
can jump, they can swim,
yeah,
and they're strong, man. You don't want to get kicked by them. Did you ever see that video that was on TV on,
yeah,
I don't know if it was on the fighting videos or whatever, but
yeah,
this guy's out there with the female spray
yeah,
and the big buck comes out to give him some bucking.
yeah. Get kicked.
And this is a big guy, and the buck's on top of him like
Yeah.
a dog humping your leg.
Yeah,
And
you
he's trying to fight him off. He can't get this deer off him. I don't know if the guy ever got knocked up or not, but
Yeah, well,
certainly.
we do have a lot of animals in cows, and they are mean. Okay, they're not
Are
letting
you
you
talking
push them
City
around.
Hall? What are you talking
Well, the
about?
raccoons in the fourth ward. Okay, for one
Yeah.
thing I know, but yeah, down in City Hall there are some animals in there that are pretty mean. Like one of them's got a commissioner title. Okay,
yeah,
Steve Hennessy.
yeah.
I
He's
think
like
he's probably part raccoon and part rat.
Wolverine. He's part Wolverine because he
Yeah.
certainly doesn't have no patience for
No, what he
anybody.
did to Al Paul just recently, okay? The guy's got a badly injured foot, and from what I'm hearing is that, other guys can get light duty. He asks, "Hey, can I have a little bit of light duty?" And he goes, "Nah." He keeps him on the back of the trash truck. Finally, the doctor says, "You can't work like this." Pulled him out for another 30 days, so now we're down a guy. You know,
Well, not only that, you're talking. He's trying
it's
to
just
fire the
mean.
president of the union.
Yeah,
I got to be honest with you. I've known the guy my whole life. He came to my house 1,000 times. He helped me.
yeah.
Him and my buddy Jimbo. They helped me take down the trees and grade the
He was a
land.
good
And
guy at one
he was a
time.
good
Yeah,
guy. He used to come here, drink beer, and hang
yeah,
out with me. I've known him since high school,
yeah.
probably middle school.
And he becomes
Always been my
DBW,
friend,
right?
and now he's trying to fuck my family over. I mean, the guy's just got no.
He fell
proof
into the dark side, John.
Yeah.
Dark
Yeah.
side.
I remember once, I can remember one time he told me Keeler was a dirtbag because he was doing work for Keeler
Yeah.
over on his land. And he
Yeah.
said, this piece of shit doesn't even want to pay me. He's trying to rip me off. And then a couple
Yeah.
of days later, where is he? A couple of days later, he's the commissioner of DPW. I wonder if there was any little quid pro quo there, Timmy, right? I owe you
Right.
money. I'm not saying that.
Yeah, yeah,
Let me just rewind.
Yeah.
Not saying it factually. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's true, but hey, who knows, right? You did work for his land. You said he wasn't paying you, and then you become the DPW commissioner. I don't
Well,
know. I'm not
I'm
saying
wondering,
it's true.
right? I'm just wondering. I haven't heard any feedback lately. If McCarthy's down at Babe's Cafe, having breakfast with Billy, okay?
Well, he's got
He-
no. He's no longer a lapdog. He's more
He's
like
been
a,
deep.
a guinea pig. You put in a cage. Can't offer you nothing no more.
Well, he's
Right?
been deep. So I guess he's not important anymore.
Well, that's the
Okay.
problem. You're only important
Yeah.
when they need you.
Yeah,
I can tell you that. I lived that experience.
Yeah, Billy fell off the important list. Okay, so he's a nobody now.
And
what's
now
his
the
first-
interesting thing is what are they going to start doing with Tommy Fife?
Yeah, first guy who does nothing all year in 2023 to go after Tom Fife. Never bothered to go to the ethics board for an advisory opinion, all that crap, right? Did nothing. But as soon as he loses that vote for president, bingo. That arm, Sean, I was there. That arm went up, okay? Like, geez, boom!
Yeah, well, it's because it was taken, because the lapdog gave a big raise to his buddy, and then the buddy
Yeah.
made him lose his raise.
right.
Hey, Timmy, let me just
He got-
jump over. Let me just jump over for a minute and tell everybody. Listen, if you like the channel, man, take 2 minutes to subscribe. Right? It's really easy. If you got a phone with your camera, you can shoot over here to the Q code and take the picture. Take you right to our site. You subscribe. Just go over to our YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell, alert you to the next show. Keep you informed. Really love to see you. We jumped up to about an additional 50 people in the last 2 shows, so that's great news. And if anybody else wants to jump over, please do so.
And Sean, look at we want everybody to know out there. Look at we've got a website. We haven't formally put it on out yet. Okay, it is up and running on the internet. We're not ready to release it yet, but we're going to have an archive there where you can go back and look at all of our past podcasts, and hopefully, if we can get ourselves going, we'll be able to do some merchandise, things like that, because we're a growing podcast here.
Yeah, Captain Jamie Hogan's watching, and he's got a lot of money. That son of a bitch ought to buy a mug or two, right, Jamie?
Yeah, that's right. So,
Help support the show, Jamie. I know you're watching out there.
yeah. So anyway, so we do have a lot of things in the works. It's we find ourselves the only thing we got to talk about this week is deers.
well, we got a lot to talk about, but the deer took over, and once an animal takes over, he sucks up all your time.
Well,
Hey, really quick, I
minute.
just want to send a quick note out to Jamie Hogan. Jamie, seen the post today. Congratulations, good news. God bless you.
Yeah.
Hang in there and stay strong. Yeah, so I'm trying to mix in a little reindeer with a little bulldog and the rest of the city and all the shit that's going on. But we had some snow. They did a decent job. I was kind of shocked that it took them longer to get out, but it was a double time day, so I don't
Yeah.
think they want to pay him any money, right?
Yeah.
to go
They didn't
out.
come down our street until after hours.
Yeah, well, there's no doubt that the weather's here, and this
Yeah.
is the time that you're going to see the animals. This is the time you're going to see the deer.
Yep.
Be careful out there driving. Be careful on Western Avenue. Anybody else have any deer that they have running around? Let me know about it. I'd love to hear
Yeah.
from you guys. It's
Right.
amazing. It's amazing that you could spend 25 minutes of your life that you're never going to get back talking about deer down at Brookfield. But that was the talk of the
Big news.
town. That's the topic that's going on. That's what we're talking about. Timmy, I just want to tell you. So we're also trying to work on something that I think will be pretty cool, and I'm looking into it. And that's going to be if I can get it working and up in the next couple months. It's going to take a little time where people can actually call into the show while we're on
Yeah.
live,
Yeah.
and they can be part of the show and ask their questions, call us assholes, do whatever they like. You know,
Yeah.
it's just an opportunity to continue to grow. We've actually hit the number that we needed, so now we can
Yeah.
have not the video part, but we can be on Spotify with the audio. We can now be on Apple, so we're working on all those things. So we've reached this pinnacle of numbers. We still need to hit another 125
Yeah.
more followers on YouTube because they demand a lot more than
Yeah.
anybody else. But
Yeah. It's true. Yeah.
you know, YouTube sent me a thing saying that we actually are ahead of the numbers by 18 months. Usually
Mhm.
takes 18 more months to get to where we are. So we're ahead of the game. So, hey, listen, just join us. We're just two fools out here trying to,
Yeah.
talk to you and do the best that we can. I
Right.
mean,
Yeah,
you
people
know,
are welcome to join the podcast. Look at February 3 it is. We got Groundhog Day. That the reason why I use that date February 3 because we have a mayor that doesn't know what year our city was established as. So I think he probably thinks Groundhog Day is February 3. So so we got a lot of things going on, and I'm always happy for all the messages I get, and I see people out and about on the street. They tell me they're
what's up,
glad that
Donnie?
they're glad that we are doing what we're doing. We're bringing them information that gives them an opportunity to unwind. So yeah, it's good.
Somebody said, where's all the Republicans and Cajos? They're all hiding under the Democratic line right now.
Yeah,
Listen, I got to be honest with you. So I was, and we're going to talk about this on Around the Horn. And for people that don't know, we really enjoy doing the Cajos segment. But, Cajos is small. You can only talk about so many topics. So we keep trying to bring things, including deers and everything else. But it's fun because it's your hometown and a lot of
yeah,
people enjoy it. But we're expanding out to this second segment called Around the Horn, where we're going to talk about just capital region, state issues, and hopefully our first show will be up on Tuesday, right, Timmy?
yeah. I wasn't feeling my best. I was sniffling throughout the whole thing, ruined the whole recording. So
Yeah, take a look at this. You can see our faces, right? Take a look at the
yeah,
size of Timmy's nose. You
yeah.
can drive you can
Look
drive
at
a
that now.
truck
Look
up.
at that. Look at that.
So
Okay.
here's what I heard. Here's what I heard through the whole podcast. I,
Yeah.
I call him up. I go, Timmy, that freaking honker that you got on your nose. We just did a whole 45-minute segment around the horn, and all I can hear is your big honker going off. So hey, listen, trial and error. So we're gonna have to redo it.
Big nose, what?
Yeah, big nose, little feet. All 5'3" of you. But I gotta tell you, you would have thought it was a train coming through. Listen to this guy sniffing.
Oh,
So I'm like,
awful.
all this hard work to get this show up and running, all this hard work to get this new, segment, 45 minutes. Thought it was a good segment for the first one, trial and error.
We were rolling.
And then you got to
Yeah.
listen. Then you got Sniffles over there,
Yes,
sniffing
all day long.
like a.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking Tuesday because our goal is to have Tuesdays, our Around the Horn. Wednesdays is our live, and then it gives us a couple days to keep the shows rolling. So, I tell people, send us some topics. You want to talk about something? Let us know. You want to come on the show? If you got something worth bringing your face on, we'll bring you on. Right? If you just want to have fun with us, have fun with us, man. This isn't this ain't no strict guidelines here. This is
and when we get into that truth, the other podcast,
I don't even know the freaking name.
that's right, Around the Horn. I'll let everybody out there look at. I worked two aircraft carriers, worked flight decks, so all the things that's going around on around the world. Okay, where you see all the carriers involved, it's not like it's what you're seeing on TV is not how it really is, and in the real aircraft carriers, what's going on. So I'll let people know out there exactly how it works and what's going on. Okay, I'm seeing all these photos of aircraft carriers doing this. That's not the way it is, folks. Okay, it's a bunch of horse crap.
Well, we'll have a chance to talk about that
Yeah.
on Around the Horn. But until then, hey, listen, our 30 minutes is up. And it was fun talking to you about the
Yep.
reindeer. It was fun talking to you. Fun listening to the comments.
Yeah.
I think that tonight you can lay your freaking heads down. Liberty, you listening to me? I think you can lay your head down and know that the name, I don't have a name for the deer. What is the name of the deer?
Billy McCarthy.
If any, Billy McCarthy is now safe behind the fence, grazing. He can swim. He
Yeah.
can get away if he needs
Doesn't
to.
have to be up anybody's ass.
He's got a lot of land,
Yeah.
and he don't have to worry about the vultures trying to attack him now because
Right,
he's
right.
all fenced in there, right?
Yeah, that's
Steve
right.
Devlin, I knew you were watching. Don't bullshit me and tell me you don't watch our show.
Yeah.
I know you are.
Yeah.
And so, listen, on behalf of myself, Timmy, and the reindeer, I really appreciate you joining us. And poor Billy. I don't know if Billy's poor up there. I told you.
No.
He doesn't have to kiss no ass. He can eat and graze on his own. And
Yeah.
if he wants to jump in the water and swim, he can swim. But until next week, I'm
Okay,
outta here.
doke.
Timmy,
Have
good
a
to
good
see
day
you,
there. Yep,
everybody.
it was great.
And we'll
Have
talk
fun,
to you
folks.
soon, man. Take care.